Hey guys, Zix here. Time for the very first BTC weekly analysis. I guess we could call it a micro analysis, but how micro can you go? Anywho, today it is Tuesday. We are just about, what time is it actually? Ooh, I got a Gatorade bottle covering my time. 8:48 a.m. That means New York Stock Exchange is going to be opening in about 50 minutes. We're technically in the New York pre-open, which can see some volatility. But for today, the purpose of this video is to give sort of a prediction for what I think BTC will do for the rest of the week. Now, normally I'd like to do these on Mondays. However, I was so busy yesterday with my real job, not my fake one, this one here, that I couldn't do a video yesterday. But here we are. Today it is Tuesday, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at this. I believe this right here from, let me put on my TA back up so you can see this mess. I believe from here to here, I think that we are accumulating. Why do I think that? Well, if you saw my video the other day about trading one candle, go watch it. Obviously, it didn't play out. However, this right here, there was a lot of spot buying here. Let me get rid of this so we can actually see something. Boop. This right here was some pretty heavy spot buying. Typically, when you see pretty heavy spot buying like that, you can almost immediately confirm that it is accumulation. What I want to happen, I want something like this to happen. Maybe not quite that timeline. I would like this to happen today, but I think I would like something like this to happen. I'm going to explain why. But something like this could end up happening. Something like that could end up. Let's color this a different color. This is what this is red. We don't want this to happen, right? We got hopium, right? I actually want this to happen. I secretly want this to happen, but I'll get into that too. We only have a few minutes to get this video done. I don't want to make this too long. All right, if we put these two side by side, we kind of take a look at them. We have our preliminary support in this general area right here. We have our selling climax and our automatic rally in the same candle. That can happen. And then as we go, we have a support test here. And then sometimes we'll get a secondary test here. And then we kind of get some ranging or whatever. Sometimes, again, this is Wyckoff. I haven't done any videos on Wyckoff. But I mean, if you're trying to copy this exactly, it would be more like this, right? But it doesn't always play out exactly like, pointing to my screen like you can see I'm pointing at. It doesn't all exactly play out exactly like you see here. But you see this spring here, typically it goes down here, and you see how it has this decreasing volume here, and then all of a sudden we have increasing volume here. I do believe that this is this spring. Let's write it down so we can see. Boop. Spring. I do believe that's what this was. Now, typically, after accumulation spring, we start to see an increase in volume. We do kind of see that. You can see this little volume indicator here is going up, and then you work your way out. Typically, what ends up happening, you see this line right here. This is the AR. Let's draw a horizontal ray. Boop. This is the AR right here. So this would actually be more up in this general area. Typically, what you end up seeing is this is the max here. If we break this, retest it, and continue up, there's a solid confirmation that we're on our way up. And I'll go into what our target is for that, because that doesn't mean we're going to moon. Now, here's the deal. Despite contrary opinion, we're not guaranteed to go up after accumulation. It can fail. It's called failed accumulation. And what ends up happening is likely we'll go up here still. We'll test this AR, maybe even break the AR. But instead of flipping resistance and support like this, we actually go back down like this. Now, two things can result from this. It can either continue this range and then try again later. It can do that. Or we're going to go down here. That is what I think is going to happen. I believe we are nearing the end of this range. I think either today or tomorrow, we're going to be finally leaving this range. It's been going on since really March 9th. We entered this on March 9th. What is it today? 15th. That's too long, BTC. It's too long. We want to make big trades. I am at the point now where I am done trading this range. I am afraid to continue trading this range. Now, you can make a lot of money trading these ups and downs like this. However, when we start to get to where I believe the end is at, I am afraid to short in case we go like this. I am afraid to long in case we go like this, because we very well could rocket out of here, and I don't want to get trapped in a trade. Of course, do your own thing. But me personally, and I'll talk about this in a later video, I have my own intraday trading rules. Now, if you're trading spot, it's less important, obviously. You want a good entry, and really accumulation is typically a good entry for a spot, even if it goes down after these spot buys that were right here. The people that bought in here are going to want to reclaim these, so they're probably going to buy heavy down here again to put it back up. But either way, that's besides the point. One of my intraday rules is when I see a range is coming to an end, I stop trading it. I have more technical, like, I don't want to trade the same range 3 times. That's the actual rule. Obviously, this is an extended range. I've traded this more than 3 times. But this guy here is an example. I only traded this one 3 times, and I was waiting for it to make a move. At the time, I thought we were going to go up here. Obviously, it didn't do that because of the news. Yeah, we went down here, and then we formed this one. And then I made 3 trades here. Actually, I made 1 trade here trying to do this guy here. Failed. But, sometimes it fails. Like I said in that video, it doesn't work every single time. But as you can see, it formed this like trend line here. And then we've broken it a couple of times, but we've quickly reclaimed it, which is another solid sign that this is an accumulation. In a redistribution, you'll see something like this instead before it comes back up. That's more common in a redistribution as opposed to an accumulation. Typically, it forms a trend line, an upwards trend line, and then you'll work your way up. Like if you look in the past, right after that dump that we had, that started this downtrend here, you can see how this trend line here is actually pointing down, not up. That's a solid sign, and I missed it, but that's a solid sign that we are redistributing, not accumulating. And I missed it completely. But looking back, of course, hindsight is always 20/20. And you can see here we went up after this one. This was an up trend line. We were accumulating. Same with here, up trend line. We were accumulating. We went up. So that's typically what you're gonna see. Of course, it's not perfect. It's not perfect science. It's not going to do that every single time, but it can. It can, and it's almost tradable. I'm very tempted. My brain wants me to go long right now so that I can start early. But I would much rather wait for confirmation. I want to see it come up here. I mean, it might do a thingy, but I want to see it come up here, test this, and then keep going. Now that tells me, that would be my confirmation entry. Again, it doesn't always work. As good as your TA can be, as solid as your TA can be, it doesn't always work. Sometimes it still fails. But I will be going long here with a pretty, not a large position, but pretty high leverage, because I'll be looking to go over this spot here. So what's our target, right? I mentioned that I would be looking at a target. Well, we're actually going to change to the 4 hour. Now, if we get another look, does this not look eerily similar to the formation that we're in right now at a smaller scale? This right here, and look at this trend line from this little accumulation actually kind of lines up with this trend line. I didn't even notice that until right now. Actually lines up from this trend line here. We have our potential supply right here, or preliminary support right here. We're going to come down here. We're going to come up. This is our AR up here. This is the selling climax. I'm getting my words mixed up. And then this is our automatic reaction up here, just under this golden pocket here. And then we came down here. We did a shut up. We went down here. We did a test. Then we came up here, and that's kind of what this is right here. It's also otherwise called an up thrust. And then we came back down here. Now, the thing about this, the spring doesn't necessarily have to break this low. However, retail still quite bullish. Here, let's actually refresh this so we can take a look. Give me long short ratio, please. Yeah, we're at 68% accounts are long, 31% are short. That's a very bullish retail. So we very well could come all the way up to this AR here. Well, that's actually like right here. That would be my target. So if we break this line here, I'm looking to long from 4,300 up to 45,730. Now, my intention is to create levels along the way that I think will become potential support. I'm not going to get into a whole lot of that here, but like this, there's a POC in here. That would be a potential support. There's going to be a POC in here, a point of control right here. That would be, and that was actually really bad, but it's probably like right here actually. Point of control here, that would be a good level for me. And what I'm looking to do is I'm looking for these lines to create support. So what I'm ending up, the goal would be to, once we pass this line, keep pointing to the screen, once we pass this line here, this will become my, just under this will become my stop loss. Then I'm looking to come up here, just under this would become my stop loss. Coming up over here, just under this would become my stop loss until we hit that AR here. And then I'm going to be watching it very closely at this point because the idea is to break out of this accumulation here. We break out of this accumulation here, we could get pretty high. We could be up to here in this. I mean, it would probably be around June because it'll do this kind of thing on the way there. But we could be potentially making our way up. But what I think is going to happen is I think we're going to come up to this AR. We may even go above it, and we maybe even go above the golden pocket. Breakout traders, yay! But then when we come back to retest it, I think it will reject, and I think that we'll come all the way down here, similar to what I was showing in that macro analysis video a while back. I think retail is still too bullish. Too bullish! You idiot! Stop longing! No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, until retail is freaked out, until retail starts to short heavily on all these like ups, I really don't see us making our way up here because the price action is going to follow the path of least resistance. The path of least resistance is where all the liquidations are going to be. All the liquidations are going to be where retail thinks we're going to go. Or retail, the opposite of where retail thinks we're going to go. If retail's bullish, typically we dump. If retail's bearish, typically we pump. Of course, that's not a guaranteed science. Doesn't always work out that way. But yeah, that would be the goal, obviously, and that's what we're looking for. But as always, we're looking for confirmation entries. This actually created a new low here in this spring. So if I'm going to be looking to short. I'm going to look for us to break this, retest it, fail the retest, and then go down. Now the target for down would be a spring lower or at this level. And so I would expect to either break this 34,384 low and then maybe bounce off this trend or even go down here. That would be my target for a short. But again, I'm not entering any trades until I see some sort of confirmation entry. I want us to go below 37,600 on a longer time frame. Don't be looking at 5 minutes. Don't be looking for retesting at 5 minutes. I want us to see us break it. I want us to close a few hourlies under it. Then I want us to retrace up and fail, and then work our way back down and then break this. So if you're looking for the right levels. We not only want to fail and retest. Give me the horizontal line. We not only want to fail and retest, we want to break the low that created by this right here. That would be my entry right there. If we break that low, there'll probably be a wick here, probably a long wick, and then we'll break through that wick. Same with this right here. Typically, we'll retest it, probably closer to like that, and then I'll be looking to enter right there. I want to break the high that this created after it broke the AR. If that makes sense, if it doesn't make sense, Let me know in the comment section below if you like this video. I would greatly appreciate it if you'd leave a like, subscribe for more analysis, and I will be doing more educational videos. My goal is one educational video per week, at least until I run out of ideas. I'm trying to be unique. I'm trying to do different videos than that's already out there. We have a Discord channel. We have some free signals in there. Most of them pay out, obviously. They're not all going to work. But if you're doing all of them, there's like a 90% win ratio or something crazy like that. So my advice would be to go ahead and join our server right now until we get 100 members in the Discord. The premium signals are also free. So come on down. Talk to me. Talk to everybody else. Get a lot of smart people there with a lot more TA than just mine. And of course, there's the signals and everything else that we have there. And that, my friends, is going to do it for this weekly analysis of March 15th, right? Yeah, the second week of March. Second week of March? Yeah, the second week of March. Third week of March. This is the third week of March. Are you crazy? Yeah, I'm crazy. That's going to do it. Thanks for watching. Take it easy.